2,000 in Vegas, thousands more around the world. One global community. All in, right now. Celebrating 30 years of eBay at the biggest seller event of the year. Build your brand, grow your store, master AI. Level up your listings, go deep on shipping. Work the algorithm, learn from the best. Find your people. People love, people love, people love. This is your time, this is your moment. People love. Get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
People love Gaga.
Please welcome eBay President and CEO, Jamie Iannone.
Welcome to eBay Open 2025. Let's go!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to eBay Open 2025. I will tell you, this is one of my favorite moments of the year. I actually started working at eBay in 2001 and came back 5 years ago as our CEO. And these events, being here with all of you, is part of the reason why I came back to eBay. I love the energy here. I always used to, lose my voice after 3 days of spending so much time with sellers together because I would just talk all the time and listen to your ideas and thoughts. But it's really worth it. These 3 days together are all about learning about making a better eBay together. Thank you. I want to thank you. Thank you for choosing eBay. Thank you for trusting us with your business. And thank you for helping shape this incredible community. Now, this year is extra special because in just 2 weeks, we're going to celebrate eBay's 30-year anniversary. And we've grown a lot together over these last 3 decades. From when Pierre Omidyar founded the company over Labor Day, he sold that broken laser pointer, to the early days of our homepage. How many people know that eBay was originally called Auction Web? Anybody know that? Okay, a lot of you know that. That was the original name. Then, of course, we had Pez dispensers and Beanie Babies. And fast forward to 30 years later, now we're using AI to list from our phones, and so much has changed about the experience. And we've come a long way, and I'm excited to celebrate our 30-year birthday with all of you. I encourage you to check out our eBay museum. So in our expo hall, we have a great museum of 30 years of history of eBay, which will be great to see. We've got some longtime eBay employees there. Griff, who's run eBay Radio forever. And believe it or not, the first person that Pierre hired was a guy named Chris Argapo, and he still works at eBay today, and he's going to be back there in the museum as well. So say hi to Chris. One thing that hasn't changed over these 30 years is our commitment to you, our community. We do these events to help you succeed, but also to listen to you. Back in the early 2000s, I was actually a product manager here at eBay. And when I came to these events, I spent breakfast, lunch, and dinner just saying, what could we do to make your experience better on eBay? What do we need to build? And everything that we covered over our 3 days together basically gave a year's worth of a product roadmap to go get done. So we're innovating on that experience. Today, all of our eBay employees, they're in their blue shirts. On their phones, they might actually scan your badge to get your feedback about what we could do better. It is so important for us, for all of you to contribute. Those of you that are watching online, in the chat function, there's lots of ways to communicate with us and give us your feedback. So has anybody been to an eBay Open before? All right, lots of folks. So since we're celebrating 30 years, I thought we would do something fun here. So for everybody in the room, if you've been selling on eBay for at least a year, please stand up. All right, that's awesome. I'm hoping all those employees stand up too, okay? All right. If you've been selling on the platform for more than 5 years, stay standing. So if 5 years or more, stay standing. All right, we didn't lose that many people. Okay, how about 10 years or more, stay standing. Everybody else take a seat. If you've been on eBay for 10 years. Wow, that's impressive. All right, let's do it. 15 years, please stay standing if you've been selling on eBay for more than 15 years. Jordan Sweetenham, I love it. All right, a big one. If you've been selling on eBay for more than 20 years, please stay standing. Let's give this group a round of applause. All right, one more. If you've been selling for 25 years or more, please stay standing. Woo! And dance a little, I like it. So those of you watching, you can all sit down in the room. Those of you watching us remotely, say in the chat where you're calling in from and let us know your years of service. I know there's some people watching online like Matt Jackson, who's been on the platform for 21 years. Paul Apollina, who sells engine parts, he's been on for 24 years. Joe DeMarco, Joe is also known as Hubcap Joe. He's been on for 26 years. Joe, you got a fan club in the front. You probably can't see them, but they're cheering for you. And Catherine Allen is also online. She's been on the platform for 27 years. So thank you for calling in. So look, this community is so special. Whether you started selling on eBay as a hobby, as a side hustle, or to start your own business, you all are what makes eBay eBay. And over the years, I've gotten to meet so many of you and hear your stories. And through our conversations, I've heard so much about how eBay has helped make your dreams a reality. And there's so many powerful stories about that. Let me share one, which is Lori Wong. Lori shared her story with me recently. Yeah, Lori. Her dream was simple, which was to help those people in need. So in 2003, Lori started a thrift shop in Georgia. And a few years later, she started selling on eBay. And a decision that she says changes everything. Today, her eBay store funds nearly half of all of her nonprofit's work. They now serve over 8,000 people, including seniors, students, and families, with food, clothing, and shelter, and all their essential needs. Last Thanksgiving, Lori and her team provided meals for more than 1,200 families, delivering over 250,000 pounds of food on that single day. Lori's leveraged eBay, yeah, thank you. Lori's leveraged eBay to change people's lives, and her story is a reminder that this platform is powered by people, and your stories are what drive all of us to keep building it. Lori, I know you're here because I gave you a hug yesterday in the hallway, so where are you, Lori? You're somewhere here? Hi, Lori, welcome. Thank you for what you do. You know, our mission hasn't changed since 1995. It really is to connect people, to build communities, and to create economic opportunity for all. And at the heart of all of your success, everything we do starts there. So today I want to spend time talking about 4 topics that I know are important to all of you here in the room. First is how we're innovating to make an even better eBay for you. Second is how we're helping you reach new customers through your business. Third, how we're advocating on your behalf with new laws and policies with governments. And finally, how we're making an impact together and making the world a better place. So let's start with the first one. Every day, teams across eBay are focused on one thing, which is helping you grow your business and innovating with new tools. Building things to make it faster to list and simpler to run your business overall, like our magical listing experience. Over the past year, one of the biggest shifts in general and e-commerce, and certainly in our business, has been the rise of AI. And we've been leaning in as a company to artificial intelligence to use those tools to make it faster to list, faster to research products, etc., make you more efficient, cut down listing times, improve discoverability, and bring more buyers to the site. And sellers like you are embracing them. Over 10 million of our sellers have already used our magical listings tool to create over 200 million listings. Isn't that awesome? Raise your hand if you've tried it, if you've tried our new magical listing tool. Awesome. Well, we continue to innovate on it every single day. Let me tell you about one seller who's using it, which is Amanda Rowland. She's a longtime seller on the platform. She's been on eBay for over 25 years. And she uses it to polish listings, to research items, to get new pricing insights, etc. But what's really special is she told us that because she's using these new tools, it's increased her productivity by 75%. And as a result, she's actually brought family into the business. So she convinced her mom to open up an eBay store. Her sister does photography for her, which is really awesome. And together, they're not just building a business, but a great family bond. And she shared recently that her mother has been really ill, and being on eBay has allowed her to go spend time with her mother in Florida and work from there and really continue to run the business. She was one of our up and running grant winners in 2024, and so she used that to remake the house back home, and her spouse does the shipping. And what she said to me is that eBay made all of this possible, and it reminds me what eBay is really about. It's not just helping sellers grow, but helping them stay close to what really matters to them. Amanda, I know you and your sister are watching online. Thank you for being part of the eBay community. But we're not just focused on how to help you run and grow your business. We're also focusing on how you connect with customers in a different way. That's why I'm excited to talk about eBay Live. When I was a product manager back here in the 2000s, I had a saying which I told people, which was like, just build a tool and watch what this amazing eBay community does with it. And it's always fun to watch, and it's always been true. And I see that so much in what's happening with eBay Live today. It allows sellers to connect with buyers in real time, to showcase their inventory, to bring their storefront to life. I've heard so many fun stories of sellers who are using this as a way to connect with the community in a different way. While eBay Live started in areas like trading cards, it's expanded to stamps and coins and fashion and handbags and sneakers. A couple of weeks ago, we were at the National, which is the big trading card show in the year. And one of our sellers was doing an eBay Live. And in that eBay Live, they're doing a case break, and they pulled the Shohei Ohtani trading card that was rare. It's like 1 of 5. Each one of those 5s have a different part of the patch of the jersey that he was wearing linked part of that card. How special is it now that the whole community gets to experience a cool break like that? The second it was pulled, the chat goes crazy, the energy was off the charts, and that's part of the power of eBay Live, making rare, unforgettable moments accessible to everyone. We're continuing to put AI into lots of other parts of the experience. We're putting them into ways to attract buyers to the site. For example, you're noticing probably that our emails are changing and our subject lines are more relevant. Well, what that means is 40% more buyers are clicking through and engaging with the platform because we're leveraging AI in new and interesting ways. And that's just one of the ways we're strengthening our connection with customers. You'll hear more in our next sessions about other ways that we're using leading-edge technology to grow your business. We're also helping you succeed in making sure that customers around the world can find your eBay store. Across our marketing, we're showing up in bigger and bolder ways to bring more buyers to eBay. And that starts with our new campaign, Things People Love. This campaign really celebrates what makes eBay truly unique, and that's the one-of-a-kind inventory that you all bring to the site. We're also showing up on the world's biggest stages. We were at Met Gala, and we had people like Chappell Roan dressed head to toe in clothing that was sourced from eBay. That's never happened before. We've never had a non-designer. And we don't have to convince these people to do it. They love eBay, and they love what we have on the platform. We've expanded our partnership with McLaren, connecting motorsports fans around the world to what's happening on eBay. And when people shop on eBay, we want them to be able to buy with confidence. And that's where our Authenticity Guarantee program comes in. Earlier this year, we hit a couple of really big milestones with our Authenticity Guarantee. In this quarter, for the first time ever, we authenticated over 1 million items in a single quarter. And to date, since rolling out the program, we've authenticated 15 million items through our authentication centers. Isn't that awesome? It's really fun when I go visit our authentication centers, and I visit our community that's there working, those eBayers, and the amount of care they put in to make sure that it's a great experience for our sellers and buyers is really awesome. But we're not just advocating for you on the platform, we're also advocating for you on Capitol Hill. Over the last year, we've invited a number of sellers to join us in Washington, D.C., as we've talked with lawmakers about regulations that are important to help make sure that we can create the next wave of what I call accidental entrepreneurs. And thanks to the effort of those sellers that joined us and all of you that wrote in and helped us, we were happy that recently we were able to increase the tax reporting threshold for sellers from $600 to $20,000. So thank you to those of you that helped make that happen. It's super meaningful when our community stands together. And so we've got a booth for those of you here in Las Vegas. You can go talk about what's happening with our government relations team. For those of you watching online, we have workshops and other things. And I encourage you to check out ebaymainstreet.com. It's got a great video of how our sellers show up with us together in DC to really advocate for our platforms. Now let me talk about the great things that happen on eBay. Every time you sell a pre-loved or refurbished item, you're giving that product a second life and keeping it out of the landfill. And together over the years, we've saved 1.6 million metric tons of carbon emissions. That's like taking 370,000 cars off the road for a year. So thank you. Another program I'm super happy with and pleased is when I was back here, when I was at eBay in the 2000s, some nonprofits came to us, like the nonprofit that you run, Lori, and they said, people are donating like handbags and other stuff and goods. Can you help figure out, what to do with this, eBay, because you're pretty good at this? And I got to be involved in a program that we started in the earliest days there called eBay for Charity. And through eBay for Charity, people could list their products, donate to the charity, and the charity ends up with cash, which is what they really need to move their cause. So what's really exciting is how remarkable this program has grown. So together, this community has raised $1.3 billion for nonprofits around the world. I mean, that is amazing, and it shows you the power of eBay. So thank you for all of you that take part in eBay for Charity. In addition to investing in those efforts, we're also investing in the next generation of entrepreneurs. Through our Up and Running program, we're helping sellers grow their businesses on eBay with access to mentorship, capital, and community. To date, we've awarded over $3 million to 300 sellers, and we'll be announcing the new grantees for this year on Thursday here. Last year I had the pleasure, I always ask the team, can I do at least one of these? And CEO, they should let me. They do. And so I got to give one of these grants to Tony Vo. And what he's done with it is amazing. Tony showed me the figurines that he was creating and selling on the platform. Here's Tony in our office in San Jose. And Tony used that money to buy new multicolored 3D printers, new machines. He actually used it for social media to get more traffic to his eBay store. And he said that his business has grown by 125%, and that grant changed his life and allowed him to do things he couldn't have thought of a year ago. It didn't fund just the equipment for him, it actually gave momentum for his business. And I love hearing what grant winners do with the grants, the Up and Running grants. So we've supported hundreds of sellers throughout the program already, and we're just getting started. So I want to congratulate the 2024 grantees. I love hearing their stories a year later of how they've used the grants to really grow their business. And importantly, I'm super excited for Thursday to announce the 2025 grantees. We're also supporting our sellers in different ways to get access to capital. This year alone, our eBay Seller Capital program has provided over $100 million in access to capital, empowering sellers to invest in inventory or manage operational costs or grow their businesses. If you want to learn more and you're online, we have some workshops from Seller Capital. There's a booth in the expo about payments and Seller Capital. And whether you're raising money for a cause or just need some money to build your business, what I hear from sellers is that process is really easy. They can do it in a couple minutes. And we roll out those programs because we're here to help sellers. You're about to hear some awesome updates from our leaders later today about even more innovations that we're using to drive your business. But before I go, I want to leave you with a couple of things. First, for those of you who are joining virtually, I know there's thousands of you watching this from your homes. You're taking time off from running your business to be here to listen to what we're doing. Please take advantage of the workshops, the Q&A sessions, the chat functionality. What's great about this community is really sellers helping sellers. And I hope you take full advantage of the stuff we have online. And for those of you that are here with us in Las Vegas, please talk to the folks in blue shirts. Dawn, you want to model what a blue shirt looks like that says staff? These are our employees. There she is. You'll see her later. But we're here to basically listen and get your feedback. So please, whether it's breakfast or lunch, like if you see a random person with a blue shirt, sit down with you. Don't get freaked out. We're just here to listen and to get ideas of how we can help grow your business together. We also have some film crews that'll be roaming around for the next 3 days. And that's because we want to capture your stories of how you started your business and your ideas. It's so powerful to be able to do that. You know, we've done seller meetups over the last 5 years, but this is our biggest seller meetup that we've done in 5 years. So thank you all in Las Vegas for coming. And finally, I think what we need to do is celebrate. We're here in Vegas. We're celebrating 30 years of eBay, and we're celebrating you and what you do for this platform. You know, the future of e-commerce is being built by people like you, and we're working every single day to make eBay a better platform and a better solution for your business. So thank you for your partnership. Thank you for your trust. Let's get started. I can't wait for the next 3 days. I hope you all have a great eBay Open. Thanks, everyone.
Please welcome Chief Technology Officer Mazen Rawashdeh.
Thank you, Jamie, and thank you, everyone, for being with us here today. Today is this is a little bit sorry. I'm sorry about this. You know, as a CTO for the company, I'm responsible for the technology that power our platform, and also the technology that fuel your businesses running on eBay. We have over 6,000 engineers and developers and scientists work every day, build features, build capabilities to make sure our platform with the services we provide for you, like selling, buying, payment, checkout, and search, ads, all these capabilities are fast and safe, and so you can run your business on eBay. Sorry. You know, this is just yeah. No, it gets confusing a little bit for me here. You know, for us at eBay, as we celebrate our 30-year anniversary, you know, as we celebrate as we celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are reminded that the foundation of this company, this is a great company, was built on the relationship with our seller. The relationship of this company was built on the relationship with our community. And as we think forward to the next 30 years, our commitment is not changing. We are committed to continue to do the same. In fact, our plan is to continue to work with you and collaborate with you and with your team to help grow your business in eBay. If you think of it, this is the world of AI. And AI is a paradigm shift, how it's changing the world and changing how company runs and operates. And for us at eBay, we believe we are in a very strong position to help you activate AI for your businesses. We are investing heavily in AI-powered experiences. As we build features and capability powered by AI, and we believe we can activate so many capability for you to grow your business. Thinking of our 30 years of rich data, the billion and billion of signals and insight from our customers, we can bring all those together and activate it for you so you can accelerate the velocity of your business. And you can grow your business and grow it on eBay. We grow it with you as partners. Soon as you go through this event, you're going to hear from many of our leaders about all the capabilities we are building for you. And one thing as a CTO of the company, I'm so excited and proud of us as a company, but proud of our technology team, because what we are doing, we are not only adapting to the future of eBay with the AI, we are building that future, we're crafting that future together. Soon I'm going to introduce a couple of our leaders who's going to come up to the stage and is going to share with you some great example of all the capability we are building for you. We are building power by AI and things, as I said earlier, only on eBay, we will be able to activate that for our customers. I'm going to welcome two of our leaders. This is our Chief AI Officer, Nizam Mekel, our VP of Selling Experience, Xiaodi Zhang, to the stage, please.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Thank you, Mazen. It is such an honor and a privilege to be here back at eBay Open, the premier event of the year, and it is awesome to be here live. Am I right? Now, it's my fourth eBay Open, and this year I have brought a special guest,
Thank you.
Our very own Chief AI Officer, who is one of my key partners in crime at eBay, and it's Nizam's first eBay Open. So should we give him some love?
Thank you. And thank you, Xiaodi, for including me this year, and thank you, everyone, for the warm welcome. For those of us typically behind the scenes working on the technology, there's no bigger honor than to be meeting all of our customers and our sellers. So thank you.
Yes, and I think I speak for all of us here today, but AI seems to be everywhere. It is like buzzword of the year, right? So as our Chief AI Officer, you must be the busiest guy at eBay.
Well, it's definitely keeping me busy. I will say, as someone who's been working on AI for quite some time, it's become more than just a buzzword. How many of you have been hearing about AI in the news?
All of us, yes, yes.
I was expecting more hands, but I'll take it. Seriously, though, AI really is a revolution at this point, and it's reshaping every industry, including e-commerce and what we're all doing here. The speed of change is faster than ever. And what we've been doing at eBay is really trying to stay at the forefront of this innovation with AI so that we can bring the best AI capabilities into eBay to help all of you in ways that, frankly, we never could before. I hope you've been seeing over the past year or two how AI has been fundamentally changing the eBay experience. So, for instance, maybe you've been seeing how we've been streamlining the listing experience.
Yes, yes, please. Raise your hand.
Improving the effectiveness of search so that we can connect the right buyers to the items that they're looking for. Creating more inspirational shopping experiences, more visually engaging experiences. And of course, underneath all of that, we're also using AI to enhance the trust throughout our marketplace.
That's right. We're bringing so many of those capabilities onto eBay, so you don't have to leave the platform to make those changes.
Yeah, I think if I had to guess, I'd say many of you are already using AI tools like ChatGPT to optimize your listings and to optimize your sales. You're probably rewriting descriptions with AI, you're finding the right keywords, even refining your business plans with AI, and that's really incredible. But at the end of the day, what we really want to ensure is that you can take those tools and use them here on the eBay platform. As the Chief AI Officer for eBay, my charter and vision for eBay is not just to create new tools because we can. Probably as an AI nerd, you can imagine it's fun to build tools, but at the end of the day, we're not doing our job if we're not building the tools that you find useful. So we want to create the best possible experiences for our sellers, but also for your buyers, from listing creation to product discovery to secure transactions, so that we can make the entire experience effortless and enjoyable. And honestly, if AI lets us do that, then why not?
Absolutely.
In this age of AI, I think that technology can really transform the experience for our customers in ways that we never could before. Talking about transformation, Shouty, what's your favorite AI experience on eBay?
Gosh, well, we are continuing to push ourselves to transform the listing experience, as you know, Nissan. And I've been so excited and really, really pumped to see all of the improvements that we've added over the last couple of years. In fact, whether or not it's item description generation or image editing, we have now over 200 million listings, as Jamie just mentioned, but on a daily basis, 500,000 new listings created every day using those AI capabilities, like image editing.
Yeah, exactly. So I heard a fun stat the other day. Tell me if this is right. Maybe they were BSing me. What I heard is that there are 500,000 new listings every day on eBay using AI. Did I get that right?
Exactly, exactly. 10 million sellers have used AI features, in fact.
That's crazy. Cool, but crazy.
It's just the beginning.
So we were one of the first companies to add AI descriptions and AI image editing, et cetera, background removal capabilities. And one of the early stories I was hearing from sellers maybe a year ago was a seller who was trying to sell a pair of those, what do you call those, sunglasses that
aviators, maybe?
Thank you. Aviator sunglasses. If it's not clear, by the way, it can be a little nervous being up here, so that's why I forgot the word. And it was stagnant for a couple of months. It wasn't moving. And so the seller decided he was going to try the background enhancement tool that we had rolled out just before. And it showed, I think, a fighter jet and some fun backgrounds. And within less than 24 hours, the seller was telling me the sunglasses were on their way to their next owner. So that's just really, really cool, bringing that new life to the item.
How cool is that? That is so neat. Yeah. And that's the type of change we want to bring to eBay. And if you haven't used or tried our image editing features, now is the time. Check it out, try it out, and send us your feedback, because we're always constantly improving the product.
Please do. Not just positive feedback. We love positive feedback, but negative feedback or just constructive criticism is what helps us make the tools better, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we haven't just stopped with image improvements or item descriptions. We have been actually continuing to transform the overall listing experience, and Nissan and I have been partnering very closely on that.
Absolutely. You might remember we rolled out earlier this year what we've been calling magical listing. And personally, for me, I think it's one of the most important and exciting uses of AI in e-commerce and at eBay in general. With just a few words or maybe just one photo, you can generate a complete high-quality listing in seconds. Title, category, description, item specifics, all done with a click of a button in just a few seconds. Even pricing recommendations, which I personally find super useful. We've also made it
Yeah.
easier to leverage AI when listing in bulk. So not just a single item, but also when you're listing multiple items at once. And I'm kind of curious, there's a lot of people in here. I'm curious, how many of you list multiple items at once?
Raise your hand. Okay, a lot.
How many of you would list multiple items at once if we made it super
Yes.
easy? That's probably a more
Okay,
important
more,
indicator.
yes. Well, if you're nodding your head or raised your hands, I hope you have tried out our magical bulk listing tool where you're able to leverage our AI capabilities and list a lot more items with ease. And it's still relatively new, but we're seeing great results, and some of our sellers are saving hours of time at a time.
But I think you're taking it even further, aren't you?
Oh, that's right. Yes, indeed.
Tell us more.
We are, in fact, introducing AI to our largest sellers. So I am thrilled to announce today that we're launching a new API. It's called Inventory Mapping API to extend AI to our largest sellers at eBay.
I tease Shouty. She's like Santa. She has another launch and another launch with gifts. Or like Oprah, you know, one for you, one for you, one for you. But it is really fun that we've been able to scale this technology to our largest sellers. I like to think of it as AI-powered magical listing for our API sellers.
That's right. That's right. And that might seem a little complex, so maybe we can break it down and unpack it a little.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mouthful. So if you're managing inventory at scale through APIs, basically this AI-powered tool maps your catalog data to eBay's listing structure with just a few inputs, like maybe an image, product identifier, and your own catalog aspects. What the AI API will do is recommend and streamline the mapping process so that you don't have to worry about the messiness of any differences between how you categorize your items and how eBay does. Instead, it's all done automatically and really lets you focus on selling and not on the technology or the process.
Doesn't that sound magical, right? But we are not stopping with just listing process. We know you take a lot of time after you list your items with inventory management. So we are introducing a number of recommendations to help you manage your listings at scale. So that 9-month-old listing that has gotten 0 bites, we're going to send you some targeted recommendations to automate your titles and improve the titles for search. Yes? I hear a clap, thank you.
Who was that was excited?
We're
Come see me later. We love the excitement.
Also going to recommend some marketing tools and maybe some price updates based on the most recent market data. All of this is in an effort to help you improve your sales.
Yeah, I think the reason, all seriousness, that it's really exciting is, we know that creating the listing is just the beginning. It's really not helpful unless the product is moving and you're finding the buyers that you need. So I love that we're using AI to help you beyond just the listing process to actually move the product.
Absolutely. Yes. No, definitely. I mean, listing is just part of the process, and AI can transform many other parts of your seller journey and experience. So one of the frequent complaints that I have heard from sellers is the amount of time it takes you to manage all of your buyer inquiries. And often those inquiries can actually be answered in the descriptions themselves or in the order details. Like, how many of us have gotten an email asking about, is my item shipped, right? Like, that is a constant headache. Well, without further ado, I am also really thrilled to announce that we're introducing an AI assistant for messaging.
I told you, Oprah, I don't get any of the launch announcements. It's not fair, but please tell us more.
Yes, so this tool will assist you with some AI-generated responses, but all based on your descriptions, your details, your order statuses, so that you can respond faster and save time.
Again, to be honest, I love my buyers, but sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain to answer the same question again and again, or sometimes I just want to say, can't you read the description? You'll see the answer. So I love this.
But I do want to stress, though, it is an assistant. It's not here to take your place. It's just based on your item details. You remain in control in the driver's seat.
And that's a core principle for us. AI is here to assist you, and that's a key element of what we're doing.
100%. So we've spent some time talking about all the innovation that we are doing on the seller side, but of course, we're also transforming the buyer experience. Nissan, do you want to share some of the awesome improvements we've made recently in the buyer side?
Because ultimately, if we're not servicing your buyers, we're not helping you fully. So we help our buyers in order to help our sellers. One of the most important advances that are happening with AI is hyper-personalization. Ultimately, where we see this going is that every buyer will have their own unique, tailored experience that is completely different from what everyone else is seeing. And that's really exciting and something that we're really focused on to make the entire eBay experience engaging for buyers as well as discoverable and more fun. As an example, earlier this year we launched a shopping assistant to a select group of our buyers, and we've been getting a lot of great feedback. So more to come on that. It's really exciting. And also earlier this year we launched Shop the Look, and I've been talking to a few of our fashion and apparel sellers who have been telling me all about how AI and Shop the Look can really make the buyer experience with these categories that are highly visual super fun and inspiring. In fact, this is from eBay. I don't know if you can tell this cat shirt.
It's a cat shirt, guys.
What AI did with this cat shirt was pretty funny.
No, I have actually loved this product. I'm always browsing eBay for fashion inspiration, and I feel like it's getting better and better. I'm like,
it is.
Do you have an army of stylists out there and curating all of these fits?
Oh, definitely. Can't you tell that I have hundreds of stylists behind me? No, I love hearing that from Shouty because those of you who know Shouty, she's quite the fashionista. Unlike myself, I'm normally just wearing old beaten up Crocs. So hearing from you is something I love. But no, we don't have an army of stylists. What we have is a whole bunch of AI working together. We have AI for generating the images. We have large language models to predict the styles that customers will like. And we have visual search to curate the outfits that align with the user's interests. So this really allows customers to receive outfit inspiration. And we're going to be chatting with quite a few of you during the next 2 days to get more ideas on how to bring these kind of fashion-related experiences more to life on eBay. So it's really great. Now, we've been talking a lot about how we leverage AI.
That's right.
And granted, I run AI, so it's self-serving, and I can't complain. But let's be real, not everything is about AI.
Definitely not. We're incorporating changes, improvements across our platform. Hopefully you're seeing them, and we definitely want to continue to improve the entire experience with or without AI. So one of the actually really exciting changes that I also want to announce today is
another launch announcement.
Some improvements that we're making to the messaging experience. So for those of you who actively negotiate with your customers, you might have noticed that the offers experience is not integrated with your message experience. So you're constantly having to go back and forth between different parts of my eBay to check if the buyer has submitted an offer, how you counter offer, even though you're communicating with them in the message
I hear
experience.
That's changing.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
We are rolling out this week.
Let's wait for the applause. We love applause, so don't be shy.
Thank you. We are starting to roll out this week, integrating all of your offer statuses into your message experience so you can see everything in one place and you can take action.
So does that mean you can do all of the actions you normally would take, but within the little messaging experience?
That's right. So you can counter offer, you can accept the offer. If you have sent an offer, you can see that as well. So everything is seamless, and it will make it easier for you to close sales. Thank you.
So, Shouty, I think earlier this year you had something come up in a meetup in Vegas, and a bit of a spoiler, I think you've been saving the best for last. Is that right?
Indeed, Nitsan. Actually, we often get many feature requests, and one of the frequently asked features keeps coming up every time I meet with you. And in fact, earlier this year at a seller meetup in Vegas, it came up again as a top requested feature. So without further ado, I'm so thrilled to announce that we are going to be introducing cost of goods.
Okay, so everyone knows what that means. For those of us who are more techie nerds rather than business-minded, I admit I had no idea what that means. There's maybe a few more like me in the audience that you could explain what that means?
All right, well, those Crocs that you've been trying to get rid of on eBay,
yeah.
Okay, this tool will help you track how much you pay for them, and then so when you sell those Crocs, you can track your profit or your loss. And this is something actually a lot of our sellers have been doing for years, but they have to do it outside of eBay. So it just has been such a huge kind of
You mean
time.
like all the math and calculation?
Exactly. Now you can do it seamlessly on the platform. We're bringing it together, and we can't wait for you guys to try it. We're going to be starting to roll out across a number of tools, and we hope that it's going to save you a lot of time and help you make your bookkeeping and accounting much easier.
Where will it be? Where will it be accessible from? Do you want to just share where that's going to be?
Yes, it's going to be available through your listing processes, and then you'll be able to see it in the earnings page, accessible through Seller Hub. And it's completely optional. It's not going to be visible to buyers, don't worry. And we're starting to roll this out, and so stay tuned.
I admit, there's nothing more humbling than learning that 2,000 people know something that I've never heard of when we're saying cost of goods. So thank you for humbling me. Now, thinking about what's ahead.
Yes.
So we're actively working on next generation tools to provide you with everything from predictive insights, performance analytics, and more automated listing optimization and post-listing optimizations. And these are tools that we hope won't just help you react to changes, but will actually help you anticipate them, which is incredibly important with the rapid pace of change that's happening with technology and with AI specifically. We're exploring the future of agentic AI, or AI agents, which I'm sure many of you have been hearing a lot about in the news recently. We're really excited about agentic AI because the technology will allow you to manage your business, not reactively, but proactively, and with even less friction than ever before. At every step, at the end of the day, our mission is to ensure that you remain at the center of this AI future. If I had one takeaway, Shouty, hopefully you have more than one takeaway from our little talk, but if you just took one thing away, what I would love for that to be is that there's so much happening right now with AI, but you're not alone in this AI revolution. In fact, we're all kind of in the same boat as we're figuring out what does it mean for eBay, what does it mean for e-commerce, what does it mean for me as a seller. And what we're here to do is build the tools and the technology, as well as the support system, so that you can continue to thrive on the platform in this AI future. So whether you're a solo seller working out of your garage, or an enterprise business scaling across global markets, AI is your partner, and we're here to make sure that AI is your partner. And of course, we are your partner as well.
Well said, Nitsan. That's right. You are not alone in this journey in navigating AI and navigating the future. eBay is your partner in your growth. Before we wrap up, I just want to thank all of you from the bottom of our hearts. Honestly, it is so humbling and such a privilege to be here. And thank you for entrusting us to be your partner. And thank you for your creativity, your hustle, and you inspire all of us at eBay every single day. Your success is our success. So let's build the future together.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna...
Okay, sellers, please welcome back to the stage, Jamie Iannone.
All right. I am back for a part of the program that I'm super excited by. You know, we always talk about our mission is to empower economic opportunity for all. But what really brings that to life is kind of hearing seller stories and hearing how they got their start, how they grew their business, et cetera. You know, and behind it is you know, the real story of eBay and what brings it to life. And every time I hear one of those seller stories, I get so excited. That's why you're going to see film crews around, is to capture those stories. So today's panel is called Accidental Entrepreneurs. And the reason I call that is because a lot of people that start out to build a business on eBay don't write a business plan to say, I'm going to go build a business on eBay. They just start with a single listing, or they needed money, or they started a side hustle, and they turn that into a job, a passion project into a livelihood. That leap from, let me just try this, to now this is what I do for a living. So we have three incredible sellers that I get to interview today. Those of you that have known me around eBay since 2001 know that my favorite thing is to talk to sellers, hear their stories, hear what eBay's doing well, and importantly, what eBay can do better to help them. So please welcome three awesome sellers, Kathy, Jerome, and Renee and Casey. Hi, Kathy. All right, so first we're going to start off to hear the path that these sellers took to end up on eBay. We're going to start with Kathy. Kathy, you had a very unique path. You've been on several well-known soap operas, and as an actress and as a TV host, and now you sell on eBay. So tell us about that path.
Absolutely, Jamie. So hello, everybody. If you don't know, my background is I'm a professional performing artist. I'm an actress. I've performed on films. I've performed off-Broadway, off-Broadway, also television, soap operas, commercials, voiceovers, and I was an on-air product presenter on a major shopping channel. Then what happened for me was that my mother got very, very ill. So Jamie, I made the decision I wanted to be home-based. And eBay really helped me to do that. So I was able to have a home-based business and be there for my mom. And then what I decided after my mom passed was I wanted to grow and scale my eBay. I wanted to go for it. What I had discovered when I was taking care of my mom and selling on eBay was I loved having my own business, where I was in charge of my hours. It was mine, right? Nobody was telling me when to show up, when to clock out. Did I need permission to take time off? It was mine. So what I did was I took the information that I had from selling on Shopping Channel, and I really dug in. And I studied photographing, and I studied listing, and I studied sharing on social media, and I rapidly grew my business within a year to full time. And then what I discovered was how much I loved it and wanted to share that with other sellers. So what I do now is I lead online selling groups, and I coach and I mentor others so that they can create an eBay business that fits their lives, that they are in control, that they set the hours, and that's what I'm doing right now. It is my joy.
Awesome. Thank you, Kathy. Isn't that great?
Thanks, everybody.
So, Jaron, I know your story is a mix of kind of bold decision-making and family influence. I know your grandmother was a big influence on you. So tell me about your path to entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so my grandmother, I mean, she is definitely my inspiration. My earliest memories of her trade was nursing, but her passion was thrifting and reselling. And I can recall whenever we were younger, she would have garage sales in her neighborhood. And we were the marketing department, me and my siblings, so we would hold up garage sale signs, pointing people to the driveway. And it was so fun, because she lived in a lower economic area, And so people would flock to her driveway and be able to purchase like the name brand stuff for a very reasonable price. And that was just etched in my memory. And, you know, fast forward a few years, and I'm working at the university in the corporate setting. I'm in procurement and supply chain. And, you know, I just wasn't fulfilled. The job itself was fine, but I knew that there was more for me. And I remember having a conversation with my grandmother because she had accumulated a lot of stuff by this time. And I was telling her, I was like, you really need to do something with this stuff, right? And so she was saying I should just put it on eBay. And it piqued my curiosity because I didn't know much about eBay, let alone that you can put anything on there. And so I did my own research. I put an Xbox 360 on there, and it sold immediately. And so then I'm like, okay, I like eBay. And so I put some more stuff on there, and it sold. And, you know, time goes by, and, you know, the eBay business is just growing and growing. And so after much prayer and having conversation with my wife, we decided I should pursue this full time. And so, you know, I didn't realize that everything that I had learned from my grandmother, like, it was preparing me for that next step. So in 2020, we made the leap. It was during COVID. So, you know, it was a little rough, but I'm so glad that we made that decision. And, you know, it was scary, but, you know, the things that we were able to learn and the ways that we were able to grow, like, it was so amazing. So if you're out there, like, don't be afraid to take chances.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that story. So Casey and Renee, people may recognize you from Storage Wars, but I know, yeah. Okay, got some fans in the audience. But I know you started, you know, selling way before that. I think you started in the 90s, is that right?
Probably in the 90s. I've never had a real job in my life except for television. And I hated it because people tell me what to do. But we are buying and selling the entire time way before eBay. Then in the 90s, we got the thing called the World Wide Web. And bam, eBay popped up. A graphic user interface to sell your items. All you had to do is list an item, put it in a 7-day auction, take a couple of pictures. Back then, we used to have competitions with fancy descriptions, right? And 7 days later, the checks would just start coming in.
I didn't know about the eBay world or about buying and selling till I met Renee. So in 2004, I met him and we started selling toys, collectibles, you name it. We've sold it on eBay. It's been a great adventure and it's definitely changed our lives.
And once you start that eBay journey, if you've never done it before, like, you will never want to work for anybody else again because eBay provides freedom. That's just the truth about it.
I love that. You know, look, every one of these stories starts with something, you know, some personal moment, a need, a curiosity, and you've all turned it into something kind of much bigger. And that's what I mean when I talk about kind of opportunity at eBay. And, you know, let's keep going. I want to keep talking about, you know, dig into the journeys, the risks you've taken and challenges. So let's talk maybe about growth. And we'll start with you, Kathy. What are some of the biggest challenges you faced as an entrepreneur, and what did it teach you, and what could you share with the audience?
Well, for me, really, Jamie, was at the beginning when I was going from very part-time, very casual, and I was very intent on growing and scaling my business. And I had actually given myself a 3-year window and did it in 1 year. And when I initially looked at that, you know, you're going from part-time, very casual, to like, I'm going to make a full-time business out of this. It's scary. It's like, what do I do? So it was, you know, looking at the apps, looking at automations, looking at inventory sources, really digging in, thinking about how many listings do I need to create in order to get to that? What's my sell-through rate's going to be? You know, you got to start looking at all the numbers, and then really focusing on what is my goal right now. You know, don't think about 3 months from now, because again, you'll go, it's what is it right now, and then making the choices that are going to drive the results I need right now. And that keeps me from going, when I'm looking at what I'm trying to do.
And Jaron, what about for you?
Yeah, so for me, it's time management and organization. Neither one of those comes naturally to me. Like, I was the kid back in school who just throw his papers in the backpack. Like, I didn't care what order they were in. I'm just like, no, just in there. And so for me, like, I've had to seek the knowledge and surround myself with individuals who are strong in those areas. And particularly, like, my wife, Jordan, she's since joined me full-time now. So she helps me to be able to stay on time and to be organized. And so, like, without that, like, I'm kind of just passing by. So I need time management and organization.
That's great advice. Casey, Renee?
Well, anybody who watches Storage Wars, you know I have a buying problem. So,
Definitely. And then some, it's called hoarders.
yeah, I'm always buying the next deal. Once I make a deal, I don't sometimes think about the selling part, and I'm already looking at the next deal at the next profit. And that's why God has actually blessed it. Not only did I marry my best friend, but also my perfect business partner, because I buy it, and then Casey with our team, they get rid of it. So I can just concentrate on buying deals. If I was by myself, I probably wouldn't be on Storage Wars, but like Casey said, hoarders.
And I know you use a lot of the new features, AI, and you have other experiments. So what are you experimenting with now, and what are you finding?
So obviously AI, stuff lists fast, auto-populates in category and product information. But the next frontier, which I think, and everybody, do yourself a favor, if you're shy about it, you're not paying attention, eBay Live. eBay Live is like the 1990s eBay right now. Right now, there's some of you guys in the room right now that will take this advice and actually do the research and are willing to take a chance. And there's future millionaires sitting here right now that don't even know yet they will be millionaires. So if I can give one recommendation, it's eBay Live, and definitely eBay Live.
There's a title for next year, eBay Live, Creating New Millionaires. So we've got a lot of new sellers in the audience. We've got thousands of people watching this on webcast. And I know you host meetups and give a lot of sellers new advice, Kathy. So starting with you, what advice do you have for new sellers?
So first of all, for all our new sellers, and I know everybody up here joins me, welcome. Welcome, 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 new sellers. We are so glad you're here. And the next thing I'm going to say to you is don't buy anything. Nothing. What you need to do is go through your closets and go through your cupboards and go through your attic and go through your basement and your garage, your sheds, whatever you have, go through it all and just start pulling stuff. I am telling you that you have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of products in your home, new and gently used, that you can sell on eBay. And get busy pulling all that stuff, pulling it together. And then my next piece of advice quickly is look at all of us. And I'm looking at this room, which is full of wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sellers, many of whom I know. And all of you that are online, I'm looking at you guys, is we all started the same way, with that first listing. And if you do not list it, it will not sell. So what I'm encouraging you to do is list.
Yes.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I can tell how passionate Kathy is because she's got her toenails painted in eBay colors. I don't know if y'all can see that, if we can get that on the camera. Oh yeah, there you go. I'll get my food out of the way. Woo! That's great. Jaron, what's your advice for new sellers or people just starting out?
Yeah, so I would say don't try to compare yourself to anybody else, right? So, yeah. You've heard it said that comparison is the thief of joy. Don't try to compare yourself to any other sellers, right? So everybody has their own unique path and journey, and yours is unique in itself. So just follow your path and let eBay, let it work for you, right? That's what I found to be most helpful in my life, because what works for Kathy may not necessarily work for me. What works for Renee and Casey may not necessarily work for me. So follow your path. Don't try to compare yourself to anybody else.
Awesome. Renee and Casey, what about you? What would you tell new sellers?
My advice is the opposite. Buy everything. So most people are afraid to get started, right? And I try to coach a lot of people, give them free advice. And most people that are not successful, what they have in common is they have excuses why they can't do it, right? Oh, I have to go research this. I got to check sold. Screw it. Just buy it. Buy it, list it, whatever. Even if you don't make profit in that particular deal, or you don't have a lifesaver, then every deal you make is a lesson learned, right? It's just like in college. Every exam you take, you might fail it, but you still get a lesson. So just do it. Stop making excuses. I don't care if you have to pick up your kids, or Saturday's a family party, or it's Tuesday, whatever. Just go do it, buy deals, list it, and learn something every time.
Awesome. All right, let's do a fun lightning round as we wrap things up here. Jaron, we'll start with you. What's the most surprising item you've ever sold?
So it would have to be 2 industrial steam cleaners that I went into debt to buy, so I never should have bought them. And I wanted to get rid of them, and so I sold them on eBay and cleared my debt. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Casey and Renee?
I would say government radios that we ended up selling back to the government.
True story.
And what about you, Kathy?
So it was a plastic cup. It was an intermission drink cup from the Broadway musical How to Succeed in Business. And it had Daniel Radcliffe's face and name on it from when he starred in the show.
Wow, cool. What's one habit or routine that keeps your business going smoothly? I'll start with you guys, Casey and Renee.
I would say balance. We do eBay Live and we also do eBay, so it's a 24/7 job, so definitely balance.
And also probably just meeting with our team. Like our team keeps on growing every month now, it seems like. We try to engage everybody for a few minutes when we start to see how everybody feels, where everybody's at. And then same thing, you know, just do it. Just when you get in the office, just do it. Just do it, just do it, just do it. Keep on turning.
Jaron, what about you?
So for productivity's sake, I like to batch my tasks. So photography, shipping, listing, I try to have dedicated times to get those things done because like I told you, I'm not organized and I'm not timely, and so I have to have those done in increments or else they won't get done.
Kathy, what about for you?
So for me, it's checking in on the eBay community board and also checking in on my eBay communities online and looking at the questions to see what different things that sellers are dealing with, answer questions if I know them. And I just get inspired seeing people going through the listing and the working process.
And how about one item that was like, wow, that sold, or interesting, or something that you're like, that was surprising. Got any items that you guys want to talk about?
I had one, it was a Marvel figurine, it was new in box, and I know with those kind of things, they can either go very low or very high, but it wasn't a lot of money. I didn't have time to research it because this was before product research was on our cell phones. And it was in with ashtrays of all things, so I grabbed it, I only paid a couple of bucks. It turned out it was a limited edition, like less than 100 of them been put out. I think I sold it for like $500.
Wow, okay. Anybody else have a story they want to share?
We got these water, soil, some sort of test tubes that we got a whole box in a package deal. They were listing individually for like $200 a tube. I forgot, I think they were like 80 or so in a tube or whatever. It came to over $10,000. I had them listed for over a year, was about to delist them because we were moving. And somebody says, hey, I just need to buy half of them. Can you sell me half of the case? And I told him, tell you what, $5,000, I'll send you the whole case, which was less than half of the price. Sold. $5,000 just came off a package deal. I probably had $1 in it, if that.
So let's finish with one word to describe your journey. So Kathy, give us one word to describe your journey on eBay.
Priorities.
Jaron, for you?
Adaptive.
Say that again?
Adaptive.
Adaptive.
Possibilities.
Freedom.
Awesome. Let's give them a big round of applause. You know what I love about hearing their stories, that entrepreneurship isn't always planned, but it reminds us that, you know, how powerful it can be. Sellers are really the heart of eBay, and I appreciate the three of you sharing your stories. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for being here today.
It's been a joy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you. So I absolutely love that. You know, their stories are such a powerful reflection of our community and how impactful it is. And they represent you, our sellers, the folks who took a chance, as Kathy said, just did that first listing and saw that opportunity and turned it into something incredibly real. You know, to everyone who's joining us virtually, thank you for dialing in for our first keynote of the day. I hope these stories spark something for you, a new idea or a fresh a goal that you may want to have, or even just a reminder that you're part of a vibrant, supportive community, as Kathy talked about. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. We've got an incredible lineup of content prepared just for you. You won't want to miss it. For those of you watching virtually, thank you for spending time with us, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you.